What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killa. UFC Perez, September 28th. Do not miss it. It's going to be good. Remember, get your bets in early because the fight's going to take place in Paris, and it'll probably start real early in the morning for us. Let me briefly go over what happened last week. UFC 306 and my college football parlays that I put together. I was only 1-3 at 25%, thanks to Miss Yasmin Harage and Florida State. And Mr. Daniel Zellhuber. I only got one right out of those three with my college football and UFC 306 parlays. My UFC 306 and NFL parlays, I was 2-2, which put me at 50%. Thanks to Miss Harage once again. My UFC strong bets, I was at 60%. I was 3-2 on that one. Only two I got wrong was Daniel Zellhuber and Yasmin Harage. Both of those upsets hurt, but I was 3-2. I did have the Marab Deshuele to win and Diego Lopez to win and Raul Rosas Jr. So that was about 60% accurate on that one. And my strong prop bets for UFC 306, I was at 75% accurate. I was 9-3 on that one. So I won't be lying about my results. I put it out there. And I will definitely do my best to do better this week for sure. Here we go, UFC Paris. We're going to start with the main event. The men's lightweight division, Renato Moicano going up against Benoit St. Denis. Let me tell you, Renato Moicano, I love the way this guy fights. He's a good boxer. He got good punching power. He has a phenomenal ground game and good takedowns. Like the guy, I really do. And he's tall. He's tall. I like him. He's tall, kind of lanky. He can get good chokes in. This guy's really good on the ground. Benoit St. Denis, this guy is like a human war machine. I mean, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, judo black belt, has a phenomenal ground game, good takedowns, KO power, whether he kicks you or whether he punches you. He has power in his legs, feet, hands. This guy's just a nightmare walking for anybody that gets in the cage with him. Somebody brought up in the comment section that, he lost to Dustin Poirier. He fought Dustin Poirier with a staph infection, which was admitted after the fight. I was annoyed because I bet on St. Denis. But before he gassed in that Poirier fight, he was beating the daylights out of Dustin Poirier. So I'm going to go with Benoit St. Denis on this one over Moicano. And I really do like Moicano. I mean, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. His ground game is tight. But I think Benoit St. Denis, with his Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling combined, he's going to be a problem for Moicano even on the ground. And then the striking, St. Denis just keeps coming forward with bombs. This guy just keeps coming forward. You got to kill him to stop him. So Moicano better be ready. I'm going to be riding with St. Denis on this one, and I won't be taking an over-under because I don't know how that one's going to go down. Next fight, we got the men's featherweight division. William Gomis going up against Joanderson Brito. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be interesting. William Gomis is pretty good. He has good takedown defense. He fights out of the southpaw stance. Great cardio. He's a fast, versatile striker. His ground game's rather weak, in my opinion, though. Joanderson Brito, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, KO power, serious KO power. He's a very hard striker, very versatile striker, and his grappling is just flat out great. And he has strong leg kicks, and I like a guy who got strong leg kicks and good wrestling. I'm going to be riding with Joanderson Brito in this one. And I will take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round and the fight starts the third round. Next fight. Well, let me give y'all a little heads up. This fight card is going to be some little slick little pitfalls in this fight card. So proceed with caution with this fight card, whatever you do. There are going to be some upsets. So, on certain fights you may not want to go too heavy on. Okay, next fight. Kevin Jousset going up against Bryan Battle. This is the men's welterweight division. Kevin Jousset trains over at City Kickboxing. He's a second-degree judo black belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, good leg kicks, really good left jab. Bryan Battle, I'm not too crazy about Bryan Battle's boxing. It looks rather weak in my opinion. He can throw fast punches, but his boxing doesn't look that strong. His takedown's even weaker than his boxing. He does have good submissions, though, so if he takes you to the ground, if he gets it there, you got to be extra careful on the ground. And Bryan Battle, I will say, has good cardio. With all that left to say, I'm just going to go with the upset and take Kevin Jousset. I think the guys at City Kickboxing, Izzy and Volk and all those guys, they'll have him ready for this fight, I believe. So I'm going to take a chance and bet on Kevin Jousset. I'm not going to go crazy on him because Bryan battle was a little dangerous. But I'm going to take Kevin Jousset to win, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop, and I'm also going to take the over 2.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's middleweight division. I caught a lot of slack for this one right here. Nassourdine Imavov going up against Brendan Allen. Nassourdine Imavov is good. He's really, I guess, Russian-born, so he's really good at grappling, but he doesn't grapple. He's out of France, and he lives in France now, so he represents France. And he has fast hands, very fast hands. He has great boxing, great takedown defense, and he has a pretty solid ground game. And his takedowns are pretty good. Now, Brendan Allen, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's on a 7-fight win streak. He has good boxing, phenomenal ground game, great cardio, and he's a hard puncher. Oh, boy. I'm going to take Brendan Allen, but a little caveat to this. I'm going to take Brendan Allen in the plus 3.5 spread, meaning if the fight is close, if it's close, Nassourdine Imavov, he still has to win by more than 3.5 points for me to lose. So the judges gotta have Imavov by more than 3.5 points. I gotta go with Brendan Allen based on the fact that he has submitted some legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts in Paul Craig, Muniz. This guy is good on the ground, and he's submitting guys that you just wouldn't think he could submit, but he's doing it. And his stand-up isn't bad either. You know, he punches. He's a hard puncher. So I'm going to take my chances with Brendan Allen on this one. I know this is crazy because Imavov has a really good chance at winning, but I'm going to take Allen and the plus 3.5 spread when it comes out. I'm also going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round and that the fight starts the third round on this one. But I'm going to ride with Allen on this one. Next fight, Morgan Charriere going up against Gabriel Miranda. This is the men's featherweight division. Charriere is good. He fought Chepe Mariscal too. I mean, that was a split. That was a tough fight. Split decision. Charriere is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, judo black belt, hard, versatile striker. He has some strong leg kicks, just strong body kicks. This guy can kick, and he has a good ground game and good cardio. Gabriel Miranda, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, hard puncher with good takedowns, good ground game, and good boxing. Now, I think Charriere will have the better boxing, will have the better striking. I do believe that. But if this fight goes to the ground, I'm telling you, this guy, Gabriel Miranda, he starts throwing up submissions with the quickness once the fight goes to the ground. So I'm going to go with Charriere to win, not go too heavy on him. But I think Charriere can win this fight. And I also think that the fight makes it to the second round. So I'm going to take the fight starts second round prop. And I'm going to take the fight starts third round prop. But Charriere is my pick here. Right now, he's about a 5-1 favorite. I don't know if he should be favored by that much, but, you know, if you're going to get him, you better get him early because these odds, you see how these odds lately have been changing as the fight nears. So Charriere's the pick. Fight starts second round, fight starts third round prop. Next fight, we got the men's lightweight division. Fares Ziam versus Matt the Steamroller Frevola. Okay, first Ziam, he's a good boxer, no question. He's basically kickboxer. If you look up the word kickboxer in the dictionary, probably a picture of him next to it. That's what he does. He has good leg kicks, good kickboxing. He has good takedown defense, and his cardio is pretty solid. His ground game is weak, though. If he gets you to the ground, he's more than likely going to let you back up because he's clueless as to what to do when he gets you down there. Now, Matt Frevola is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He has good takedowns, and he has a pretty good ground game and good cardio. I got to go with the steamroller Frevola on this one because he has the punching power. So he has punching power. If he lands, he could hurt Ziam. But I'm hoping that he can get this fight to the ground. I like his takedowns. If Frevola can get this fight to the ground, get a couple of takedowns, he can definitely win this fight. It's almost a pick 'em. Frevola's favored by just a little bit. But I'm going to go with Matt Frevola to pull off this one. And I'm going to take the prop bet. I'm going to sprinkle a little something on the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. But I got to go with Frevola on this one here. Next fight. We got the men's light heavyweight division. Ian Cutelaba going up against Ivan Erslan. This is Erslan's UFC debut. He's coming over from KSW. All I see so far in him, he's a big muscular dude. I mean, he is a muscular dude. But his strikes are rather slow. He looks rather stiff in that cage. He has a good, strong left jab, but that's about all I really see. Cutelaba is like a former combat Sambo champ. He's a pressure fighter, hard puncher. His ground game's not that strong, but he did beat Khalil Roundtree. And Cutelaba, in the first 6 or 7 minutes of the fight, he's explosive. He goes all out. He goes for takedowns, wrestling. He goes for punch. This guy, he punches. He goes for everything. He goes for the knockout. He goes where whatever he can in that first 7 minutes before he starts fatiguing, he does. And if he lands, it's gonna be lights out. So you give somebody Cutelaba for their UFC debut. I gotta go with Cutelaba on this one. I don't think Erslan can get him. So I'm gonna take Cutelaba to win. And if Cutelaba gasses and Erslan ends up winning, I'm definitely going to take the under 2.5 round prop, and that should hold me over on other tickets. I'm also going to sprinkle just a little bit on the under 1.5 round prop, just in case we get an early knockout in that one, because I see this one being either Cutelaba knocks him out early or Cutelaba gasses and Erslan ends up stopping him. So I'm definitely going to take the under in that one. Next fight. We got, oh, man, I can't wait for this one. This is the men's light heavyweight division. Oumar C going up against Daewoo Jung. Oumar C has phenomenal takedowns, relentless grappling, good ground game, good cardio. Like the way this guy fights. He's 6'4". He's a big dude to be wrestling like that, but this guy can wrestle. I'm telling you, he comes out wrestling. He just doesn't stop the wrestling till they say the fight's over. Daewoo Jung, he doesn't have the best boxing. His boxing's rather weak, but he does have good takedown defense. So C will have to work to get this guy to the ground. I don't see much that Daewoo Jung does that's impressive, so I got to go with Oumar C in this one. I think he wins this one, and he normally doesn't really go for too many submissions. He normally just likes to dominate a guy on the ground. So I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round, and then I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the third round with DraftKings, and I'll take Oumar C to win this one. Next fight. We got the men's lightweight division. Ludovit Klein going up against Roosevelt Roberts. There's nowhere in the world I'm going to bet against Ludovit Klein, but let me give y'all the ballistics on this. Ludovit Klein is a Slovakia national boxing champion. He has phenomenal boxing. He is a hard puncher, and right now he's on a 3-fight win streak. His wrestling is good as well. He has really good takedowns. Roosevelt Roberts, his takedowns rather weak. His boxing's rather weak. And he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. If only he could take guys to the ground, he'd be a lot more effective. But he has major issues taking guys to the ground. Ludovit Klein pretty much manhandled Ignacio Bahamondes. Roosevelt Roberts got knocked out by Bahamondes and beat up pretty much most of the fight. So Ludovit Klein's the pick. Right now, he's an 8-1 favorite. So I'll just be honest, probably by fight time, that's going to spread even more, maybe minus 1,200, minus 1,500, who knows. So if you're going to get him now. I'm going to take the minus 3.5 spread and take Ludovit Klein. Maybe I'll get minus 500 or minus 600. I won't know until that prop bet comes out, but I'll take the minus 3.5 spread with DraftKings, and I'll also take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, we got the women's bantamweight division here. Daria Zhelezniakova. Daria Zhelezniakova. It's a long name. Good Lord. She's going up against Ailin Perez. Oh, yeah. Okay. Daria, she's from Russia. She's a hard puncher. She has good boxing. She has a weak ground game, though. She doesn't really like to be on the ground. Even when she takes somebody down, it's almost like she can't wait to get back up. Ailin Perez, she doesn't have the best boxing, but she is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, and she's a very hard, versatile striker. She comes in banging. Her wrestling's good, though. Her wrestling is good, and her ground game is good, and her cardio's good. I'm going with Ailin Perez on this one. It's going to be a tough fight for her, but I'm going with Ailin Perez on this one. I like the way she grapples, and we haven't seen this girl, Daria Zhelezniakova, grapple effectively yet. So I think Perez should use her tools to get this fight to the ground and dominate her on the ground. I'm going to take Perez to win, and I'm going to go with the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop. Both of those will be on separate parlay tickets. Next fight, we got the men's flyweight division. Daniel Barez going up against Victor Altamirano. This is going to be a real good fight, y'all. Real good fight. Barez is good. If he's standing up striking, you watch this guy throw leg kicks. They are nasty leg kicks. He's a hard striker. His punching is hard. Everything he does is just hard, like it just hurts. His body kicks look like they just hurt. And he's a pressure fighter. He keeps coming. Victor Altamirano is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He has a very strong chin, so you got to hit him with something really hard to put this guy down. Altamirano has beat UFC caliber competition numerous times. He's lost to it as well, but he's beaten UFC caliber competition. That's what makes this really tough. And Altamirano's coming in as the underdog. This is the slight underdog. I'm going to throw Daniel Barez in a parlay, in one parlay, and see what he does. I got a funny feeling if he can get them hands going and land a punch, he can end this fight. So I'm going to roll with Barez on this one here. I am. I'm just not go heavy on him now. I'm not going heavy on him. I'll put a little something on him and see if he can get the job done. I'm also going to take a chance on the fight going over 1.5 rounds. I'll take the over 1.5 round prop in this one and see what happens, but I won't be going super heavy. Next fight, we got the women's bantamweight division. Jacqueline Cavalcanti going up against Nora Cano. This is going to be an interesting fight because this is a last-second replacement fight, actually. I think Corneau was supposed to fight Germaine de Randami, but now she's fighting Jacqueline Cavalcanti. So Cavalcanti actually gave Corneau her first professional loss. So this is her chance to get back. Corneau has been on an 8-fight win streak since. Corneau is a former Muay Thai champ. She has weak takedown defense, though. A lot of lesser fighters have taken her down, but she usually kind of outmaneuvers them on the ground and reverses position. She's a hard striker with decent boxing. And when I say she's a hard striker, she comes in banging. Cavalcanti, she's just a good boxer, just a dance around boxer. She doesn't display much power in anything she does, but she's more of a point fighter. She has good cardio, and she's a versatile striker. She throws leg kicks and punches, and she mixes them up, but she's more of a point fighter. So I can see this fight lasting a while. I'll take the over 1.5 round prop, and I'll take the over 2.5 round prop, and I'm going to take a chance on Nora Cano with the upset, pulling off the upset. She got to try and redeem that first professional loss to Cavalcanti, and Cavalcanti is coming in at late notice. So I'm going to go with Cano on this one and see what happens. Not go too heavy, but I'm going to put a little something on and see what she can do, and I'll take the overs in this one. Next fight, we got the men's lightweight division. Bolaji Oki going up against Chris Duncan. I ain't fooling with Chris Duncan. I'm still a little bitter with him after what happened with Manuel Torres. I had Chris Duncan in that fight, and he showed me absolutely nothing. Bolaji Oki, he won on the Contender Series by beating up guys that were supposed to be better strikers than himself, kickboxers. I mean, he looked good. He has KO power, and he has good boxing. He lost his pro debut, but since then he has gone on a 9-fight win streak. So Oki's looking pretty strong right now. And Chris Duncan, like I said, he has good cardio. He has good boxing. He's a hard striker as well, but I'm going to take a chance on Bolaji Oki. He's new to the UFC, so I won't be betting heavy on him. I'll toss him in a parlay and see how he does. And I'll also take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. That'll be about that for this one. Good luck, folks. Remember, September 28th, don't miss it. There's some pretty good fights on this card. I think we're going to see some good stuff. So take your time, put your parlays together, and good luck.